Good morning, welcome back to Breakfast Television. Ford Canada taking a very interesting approach to show you how environmentally friendly their vehicles are. Here with a look at the C-Max Energy, we've got Dean Geddes joining us. Dean, this is a beautiful car. We want to talk about how environmentally friendly it is. But we want to talk about the food that goes into it. How does Ford use food to build cars?
Yeah, so I mean, you know, beyond the fuel efficient lineup we have today, we're really looking at how we can use sustainable materials, renewable materials to replace petroleum and petrochemicals.
Yeah.
And that's some of the work that we're doing today. So we're using things like coconut husks to go into our carpeting for our materials, and even rice hulls that go into the wiring assembly. So, you know, when you look into a vehicle today, you're surrounded by plastics and you're surrounded by polymers, and you know, if we can do even a little bit to displace that petrochemical or that petroleum and use a renewable resource, then we're making the right step for the environment.
No question. Speaking of step, would you do me a favor, step into your trunk there?
Absolutely. So this is a lift-free tailgate.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
So we just have to open it up here.
So your hands are full of groceries, you're wrestling the kids.
Absolutely.
And then you filled it up with some of the things that you guys use when it comes to building the car. So we talked about the husks for the rice and things like that. What about things like the corn and the tomatoes? Where's that in the car?
Yeah, so we're using a lot of those materials to do research on for mat pockets, various resins for coin holders.
Okay.
So again, when you look in your vehicle, you're surrounded by all these plastics, and you know, if we can displace that petroleum with something that's renewable, like the husks from corn, or we don't actually use tomatoes themselves because we're very conscious not to take food off the plate, right? But we've partnered with Heinz, and they're doing some research as well, and we're looking at the tomato skins, which is a byproduct of the tomato process and the ketchup itself that we use, and why not? It's waste. And likewise, we use wheat as well, which is not the wheat itself that goes on our plate, but the wheat shaft, so it's straw. So it's a sort of a problem for farmers because they don't know what to do with it. Here we can use it to reinforce some of our plastics and displace petroleum.
Okay, we got the car built, but let's fuel it. Can we slide down here and talk a little bit about the plug-in here?
For sure.
In the past, I've seen plug-in vehicles that have the great big cable with a special connection. This isn't the case. Yeah,
you can get that connection. In this case, this is a simple 120 volt convenience charging unit, so it plugs right into the wall of your garage. Everyone has one of those outlets.
Yep.
But I think it's important to talk a little bit about plug-in hybrid technology, because I think most people know what a hybrid is.
Right, this one's got a little bit of use gas and the electric together.
You got it, yeah. So, and I think most people understand what an all-electric vehicle is. It has only a battery, it operates in zero emissions mode, has no tailpipe and no engine.
Right.
Somewhere between that, the best of both worlds is this vehicle. It's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, and we offer a C-Max Energy and a Fusion Energy in a plug-in hybrid. It has a battery that is large enough to travel in zero emissions mode.
Okay.
But when that battery is depleted, then it operates like a fuel-efficient hybrid.
All right. So I've got literally the best of both worlds. I'm going to and from school, to and from work. I'm on the battery. I got to head out for the weekend. I can then use it like a hybrid. Some fascinating stuff. And coming up, we're actually going to talk a little bit more about the car and then talk about the food. You've got our buddy Chef Rob taking the food out of the trunk, the food that goes into things like the ashtray and the floor mats, and then building you a delicious meal. We got that and more coming up.
Excellent.
Listen.